Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Rita Smith, the #1 food fairy, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite, easiest, most impressive pre-dinner appetizers that it's possible to do the most amount of impressiveness for the tiniest amount of work and money that you'll probably ever get out of a recipe. These are live mussels from PEI, I think live Prince Edward Island mussels. It's a 2-pound bag. I buy them at Sobeys for $4.99 for the 2 pounds. Of course, 2 pounds includes the shell, but that's half the fun. So I've purchased them. I always buy them the day I'm going to cook them. So I bought these this afternoon. I brought them home, and I am going to give them a good long rinse. Mussel King mussels from Prince Edward Island. I'm going to give them a good long rinse under cold water just to make sure that anything that might be growing in there, that I don't want to be growing in there, has been rinsed away. The mussels are still alive. The shells are firmly closed. And I'm going to give them a good long rinse, and then I'll come back and talk to you about how easy it is to cook mussels as compared to oysters. Oysters, ton of work, effort, risk of cut fingers. Mussels, none of that. So let me give these a rinse, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what the next step is, and also how you can create this appetizer with the simplest basic tools that you have in your kitchen that might take you by surprise, because it took me by surprise. So, okay, let me rinse these and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with my well-rinsed PEI mussels, 2 pounds of them for $5, and my pasta cooker, which I have found is useful for just about everything: Easter eggs, lasagna, and mussels. I was in line at Sobeys a few years ago looking at the mussels in the display case, and I love mussels in a restaurant. I love it when people bring me mussels that have like a tomato soup with them, or garlic butter and white wine, which is kind of what we're going to do today without butter. And I said out loud, I love mussels, but I don't know how to cook them. I thought they were like oysters, you know, that you have to take the really sharp knife and the big thick gloves and chisel your way into the oyster and pry it open, and then they're slimy and gross. And I'm not a fan of oysters, but I'm definitely a fan of mussels. And the lady waiting behind me in line at Sobeys said, well, honey, you just use your pasta cooker. Put a little bit of water in the bottom of the pasta cooker, put the mussels in the boiling water, time them for 4 minutes or until all the mussels have opened, which is in fact what will happen, and you're done. And I said, is that all there is to it? I thought mussels were way more complicated than that. No, she said, if you've got a spaghetti cooker, just use your spaghetti cooker and put the mussels in the basket when the water is boiling. And the water should be boiling when you put the mussels in. Put the lid on, set your timer for 4 minutes, and when you come back, all the mussels will have opened. I've never had one not open, actually. And then you just eat them. So from that day forward, I made this kind of a staple of a before dinner appetizer for my family and friends when they're all hanging around the coffee table and talking and laughing. And these go down so easy, and everybody loves them. I can go through a bag or 2 bags or 3 bags, no problem, in a night, but they're not expensive, and they're nutritious. They're pure protein and no fat, so why not? What's not to like? So here's what's going to happen with the mussels. I've already put some water in the pan. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put the water on and let it start boiling. So I'm going to turn that to maximum. Okay, the mussels have already been rinsed, and I'm just going to turn them into the basket of the pasta cooker. They're nice looking. None of them have opened prematurely, because if they're open, oh wait, there's one. You want to throw that away. If they're open already, throw them away, because they're probably already picking up germs. But the rest of them look very good. So when that water is boiling in a couple of minutes, I'm going to drop the basket of mussels into the boiling water and set my timer for 4 minutes. I'm going to add about this much white wine. I'm going to say that looks like about a cup to me. I could measure it. I think it's a cup of white wine. And 1 good blop of dirty garlic. I'm not going to bother to chop my own garlic. I'm just going to take a spoonful of this and toss it in with the white wine, the mussels, and the boiling water, and give it 4 minutes, and they'll be ready to take to the table. What could it possibly be easier or more impressive than that? So we'll be back when the water is boiling. Okay, so about 2 inches of water is boiling rapidly in the bottom part of my pasta cooker. And so to this rapidly boiling water, I am going to add a pretty good size glass of wine. I'm going to say it's at least a cup of wine. Let's say it's 8 ounces, okay? 6 ounces, 8 ounces. Okay, so in it goes. That's going to cool the water, but it'll come back to boil in no time. And then I'm going to take a spoon of chopped garlic, and I really love this product. I use this in everything. Durley chopped garlic, and actually I started the campaign at Sobeys to bring back the big large jars when they got rid of them. I got a bunch of other women to come line up at the cash register and say we would promise to buy lots of them if they would bring them back into the store. They did. So I'm going to put a pretty good sized spoon of garlic into the wine and the water. We're going to let that come back to a boil. It will take almost no time at all. And when that does come back to a boil, then we will put the mussel basket right in there. Okay, and so the base of the pasta cooker is at a rapid boil with about 2 inches of water, a cup of wine, and a big spoonful of garlic. I'm going to take my basket full of mussels and put them in to the liquid, to the rapidly boiling liquid. And I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes. And when I come back, I can pretty much bet every single one of those mussels will be open and ready to eat. So let's see if I'm right. Okay, so my timer is beeping at 4 minutes, and my mussels have been in the water, wine, and garlic for 4 minutes. I'm going to give them just the quickest rinse under hot water in the sink to get rid of a little bit of the scum. But look, aren't they gorgeous? Like, look at how beautiful and open and fresh and plump and succulent they are. 4 minutes in boiling water with garlic and a little bit of white wine. And I'll be back in a second to show you how I serve them. Okay, so here is how I put my whopping $5 worth of mussels out on the table when I have guests here. There's a larger bowl that I use to dump the mussels in while they're steaming hot and just out of the wine and garlic water. The smaller bowl goes out to collect up the shells, because as soon as everybody eats a mussel, then they have a shell to get rid of. And what I use are fondue forks. I have actually 3 fondue sets. Oh my God, I don't know how that happened. But although we don't fondue all that often, the forks are really handy for seafood. So I'm gonna put the mussels in a big bowl. I'm gonna put a shell out, so a bowl out so my guests can put the shells in. I'll put out the long pointy forks so that they can eat the mussels without getting their fingers dirty, and they can all talk and laugh and chew away. You don't even chew, you just swallow. Talk and laugh and enjoy the mussels while they're all visiting at my living room table. And that's kind of one of the ways that we get ready for the actual meal. Okay, so I gave the mussels just a quick rinse in hot water, because I don't want to lose the flavor of the garlic and the wine. You can see the garlic actually on the shell. I don't want to lose, oh, there's a mussel in there. Let's get him out of there. You don't want to lose the flavor, but you also don't want to put your mussels on the table with a kind of a white foamy skin across the top. So I've gotten rid of that. I'm going to put these out in front of my guests. I'm going to put this out for them to put the shells into. I'm going to put these out for them to enjoy pulling the mussels out of the shell. Oh, look at that guy. He's like in a rush to go. He's gone. Okay. He's history. That was awesome. And that is $5 worth of mussels in 4 minutes of cooking time in the pasta cooker you already own. I don't know what could be easier than that. I have another recipe I'm going to try, which is mussels with green onions, ginger, and sake. It's kind of a Japanese version of mussels. I'm going to look forward to trying that, but for tonight, I just stuck to the white wine and the garlic, and They're good. So if you really want to impress your guests, here you go. $5 worth of mussels, 4 minutes of your time, probably best appetizer you'll ever put out. Be confident in the kitchen. Have a great time feeding your family and your friends. It's Rita Smith, the #1 food fairy, signing off. Be confident in the kitchen.
I'm so tired of my girlfriend ignoring me. I sure could use a little bit of company. Some time away from all the wannabe celebrities, 'cause I wanna get outside.